What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I am here to do my preview video for the Miami Dolphins versus New York Jets. It is at Hard Rock Stadium, a home game for the Dolphins. Sorry I'm getting this out a little bit late. It's a little bit of a rough day. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to take a look first, as we usually do, at the injury report. So for the game, we actually have 3 players listed. Obviously, this doesn't include players that are still, on injured reserve or whatever. And real quick, just to let you know, Myles Gaskin and Salvon Ahmed are back. They did practice today. Now, we still have Jared Dokes, Phillip Lindsay, Javon Holland, and Jalen Waddle on the COVID list. Those guys still could potentially come back. They just have to be cleared by 4 p.m. tomorrow. And by the way, too, there have been a few games that have been postponed because of this massive COVID outbreak throughout the league. But anyway, so they still could come back. They still could return. So we are kind of still, crossing our fingers that they will be those, especially Javon Holland and Jalen Waddle. You're hoping that they will be back for the game. But if they're not cleared by 4 p.m. tomorrow, that's Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on Saturday, then they will not be eligible to play. So we'll keep an eye out on that, obviously. But as of right now, we have 3 players that are questionable. Austin Jackson with an illness. He was a limited participant Thursday, full today, but he is listed as questionable. Clayton Fejedelem with an ankle. He was limited but he's questionable. Adam Shaheen with a knee, limited all week and is questionable. But everybody should be good to go, and then no game status designation for everybody else. Hunter Long with an illness, and obviously, the illnesses for Hunter Long and Austin Jackson apparently are not, COVID, so that's good. And they should be good to go. So Devontae Parker with a rest day. Brandon Jones still with his ankle and his elbow. Cethan Carter with a thumb. Michael Dieter with a quad foot. It's what he's been dealing with the entire time. But he is, good to go. And Trill Williams with a hamstring. So that is how we're looking health-wise. We are a little bit shorthanded, a little bit banged up. Again, crossing our fingers that some of those guys can still come back. But that's how we are shaping up as of right now. So for the Jets, they currently have 1 player is doubtful, which is tackle George Fant, which is pretty significant. I mean, they've been, a super banged up team pretty much the entire year. They've had it rough in that department, which doesn't make it any easier for a young, inexperienced, rebuilding team with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback, right? And the quarterback has had injuries too. So, sucks to be the Jets, I guess. Good for us because we should be able to get another win here. But yeah, so let's see. We have doubtful, like I said, is George Fant. Questionable, they have Sheldon Rankins with a knee. Laurent Duvernay Tardif. He used to be with the Chiefs. He opted out last year, I remember, with an ankle. He's questionable. Dan Feeney back. He's questionable. Other than that, everybody else does not have game status designations, as you can see. Isaiah Dunn with a non-COVID illness. John Franklin Myers, knee. Michael Carter II with a concussion. Tevin Coleman with a concussion. Michael Carter should be available. All these guys should be available. Quinnen Williams, a shoulder. Trevon Wesco with an ankle. And then Mosley with just some veteran rest. So there you have it for the injury report. Like I said, I mean, they're banged up. They have been pretty much the whole year. So, but either way, the Dolphins should, and hopefully, so, we're keeping our fingers crossed that tomorrow we can get some of those guys, particularly Holland and Waddle, back and have them cleared before 4 p.m. on Eastern time, so that way we can have them for the game. But we also do got to also cross our fingers that we don't all of a sudden have, more positive tests and then have to put, last minute, put some players on the COVID list, which honestly could happen right up until, game time, because they test them right before, a couple hours or whatever before game time too. So, just something to keep an eye on, keep our fingers crossed, etc. So, but let's dive in now to the rest of this. So, Dolphins obviously 6-7, Jets are 3-10. Let's see, and league standings wise, we are currently it's funny, we are currently actually 29th in the league with 4,027 total yards. They do beat us. They're 22nd with 4,180. We have 309.8 yards per game. They're at 321.5. So while we sit at 29th, they are at 22nd. They do beat us in overall yards and yards per game. When it comes to passing, they actually do beat us there. We're currently at 16th. They're at 13th. We have 3,228 on the season. They have 3,366. We're 248.3 per game. They're 258.9. When it comes, they actually do beat us in rushing too by one spot. We're currently 31st. They are currently 30th. We have 1,030 on the season. They have 1,094. We're 79.2 per game. They're 84.2 per game. And Michael Carter gave us a little bit of a fit the last time we played him. And if it wasn't for that injury, then he likely would have gone over 100 yards and would have had a really good day. So, we'll get to keys to the victory here in a minute, though. But, that is something to keep an eye on. Points-wise, we are currently 25th or 22nd after ties. They are currently 29th, 26th in total points and 25th after ties and points per game. We have 254 points on the season. They have 226. We're at 19.5 per game. They are at 17.4. When it comes down to third down offense, we're currently 9th in the league with 41.9%. They're currently 20th at 38.4. Defensively now, we have them beat in total yards per game. We're 21st in the league with 358.4. They're 31st with 392.8. We have them beat by one spot in passing yards. We're giving up 274.2, which is 28th. They're giving up 272.5 which is 27th. They have us beat by one spot. I think I said we have them beat. They have us beat by one spot in passing yards. When it comes to rushing, though, we are significantly better and have gotten significantly better ever since Raekwon Davis came back. We are currently 8th in the league, only allowing 103.8. There is a chance, again, if Michael Carter stays healthy, and he is expected to be a big part of their game plan, so there is a chance he could break 103.8 yards, and this could drop a little bit after this game, potentially. Frankly, though, that actually could potentially go down over the next few weeks with New Orleans, Tennessee, and New England all coming up, teams that rely on the run. But for now, and since Raekwon Davis has come back, we have gotten up to 8th in the league. They're currently 30th with 138.8 per game. When it comes to points, we are 14th, 12th after ties with 22.2 points per game allowed. They're currently 32nd or 28th after ties, giving up 30.5. When it comes to takeaways, we're currently at 10th or 8th after ties with 20 on the season. They're 31st or 17th after ties with 9. Interceptions, we are currently 17th on the year or 8th after ties with 11. They're 32nd, dead last, 14th after ties with 4. When it comes to fumbles, we're currently at 7th or 4th after ties with 9 on the season. They're currently 26th or 8th after ties with 5. When it comes to sacks, we're currently 14th, 7th after ties, 31 on the year. They have 30. They are actually right behind us and decent in sacks. They're 18th or 8th after ties. When it comes to passes defensed, we are still first in the league with 74 on the season. They are 28th or 20th after ties with 43. When it comes down to third down defense, we are currently 28th in the league with 43.7% allowed, and they're 24th in the league, a little bit better than us, giving 43%. Now, Just to take a quick look at the previous games, this was on the left. This was the Dolphins' performance against the the Giants prior to the bye. This is the Jets versus the New Orleans Saints this past week. So the Dolphins scored 20 points. They scored 9. So obviously we beat them there, and this is this is what we hope to see tomorrow. On Sunday. This is what we hope to see on Sunday, something like this. It may be a little bit more in rushing yards and yards per play, of course, but we'd love to see something similar to this and get a W. Actually, my score prediction is going to be pretty similar to this, but a little different. Anyway, we scored 20, they scored 9. We had them beat in total yards, our 297 to their 256. We had them beat in passing, 229 to their 178. They do edge us out a little bit in rushing, their 78 to our 68. We beat them in yards per play, our 4.4 to their 4.1. Neither team lost a fumble, neither team threw an interception. We have them beat in third down conversion rate at 40% to their 21. We had them beat in time of possession, our 30-40 to their 21-08. And we had them beat in penalties, our 3 to their 5. Do a little quarterback comparison really fast. And it's really not even comparable. Obviously, to be fair, of course, for Zach Wilson, he is a rookie, in the first year of the rebuild of the organization, et cetera, et cetera. They've had a ton of injuries, including injuries to him. He has missed games. Tua's side, obviously, he's missed game. He's had some injuries. There's a lot of issues with the Dolphins. We already know all those, et cetera, et cetera. So, but with all of that said, Tua is clearly the better quarterback. He is completing 70.9% of his passes on the season for 1,945 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 96.1 passer rating. Zach Wilson is only completing 56.1% for 1,741 yards. Kind of impressive, though. I'm not going to lie, having that many yards with that kind of a completion percentage, especially like when you compare it. He's only like 200 yards less than Tua, but has a far less completion percentage. So kind of impressive there, and I guess something that maybe Jets fans could be, looking at as a, silver lining. But he is 6 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with a 65.3 passer rating. Now, keys to victory, offense. I put next man up to start because obviously there's a significant chance that we're going to be without Waddle, and that takes away pretty much the only weapon we really have. Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, those guys are really going to have, big games. And then like Albert Wilson, Isaiah Ford, Mac Hollins, they got to step up, man, because, we don't have weapons. Our run games, yes, we get Ahmed and Gaskin back, but, they haven't exactly performed well when they have run the ball, and, we don't really commit to it, et cetera, et cetera. So our run game is not very good. So, and Lindsey is potentially still going to be out. So, we just, next man up, man. You just got to come in, you got to do your thing, and you got to handle it. Other than that, when it comes to the offense, I'm just, hoping and expecting for Tua to just continue with his efficiency. Honestly, this one was the same as one of my keys going into the Giants game, because really for me at this point when it comes to the offense, and then of course no costly mistakes, penalties, turnovers, is just to keep playing that. Like, I don't expect the offensive line to get any better, really. And the only reason why they have is because of Tua's play, his quick release, his ability to manipulate the pocket, et cetera, his ability to run an RPO offense with no fucking run game. I mean, that's just wild. But so, his ability to elevate, right? So I don't expect any real improvement from the offense. Obviously, our weapons are soup for one reason or another. We don't fucking have any. I don't expect the run game to all of a sudden in the last 4 weeks of the season to come alive. So, I'm really, when it comes to offensive output, I'm really just banking on Tua, and this is why also, too, add this in as a key to victory, he's got to stay healthy. Because God forbid if he ends up having to come out in any game down the stretch or doesn't play and we have to rely on Brisket, well, I mean, I just don't really see the offense doing fucking jack shit of anything. You know, and Tua, as much as he does elevate the offense, they still do have a tough time getting to that league average of 24 points per game. So, you know, those are the keys to victory for me for offense. When it comes to defense, it's pretty simple. Stop Michael Carter first and foremost. You know, get a beat on him. Then after that, just get after Wilson, put pressure on him, and then create turnovers. Pretty simple. Not a really difficult game plan, I would think. Again, the Jets are, you know, this should be a win. We're favored, I think, by like 9.5 points. Again, it's a home game for us. There really is no reason, again, aside from the cliches of, you know, any given Sunday and division rival and well, now we lost some key weapons on offense and defense, right? Like, besides shit like that, like, you know, there really is no reason, and I do expect a win in this game. So, having said all that, let me get to my score prediction. I am going to go with, barring a defensive or special teams score, again, I do find it difficult for the Dolphins to get to, you know, 24 points, even though the Jets defense is not very good. Now, let's be clear though, there is some chance that the Dolphins could run away with this. They could really stack up some points. Maybe they end up getting over 30 or whatever and really kind of like blow the Jets out. But I'm not really convinced that that's going to happen, especially considering Waddle is potentially going to be out. Maybe that would change a little bit if he is able to play, but I'm going to go with a little bit, I guess, of a conservative score prediction here. I'm going 21-10 Dolphins victory. So that's what I got for you. I'm going to wrap this up. Before I do, make sure you check out the Rave On Sports App, new fan-driven sports app for all of your sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, college, whatever you like, they got it. And they are looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans and content creators like myself. Look for the links in the description box for that. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro, as well as Instagram at Dolphins_with_Dillon. And with that, I'm out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.